station.
So that was the Tasmanian Fire Service, as well as the the National Parks and Wildlife Services, and we also had the police there in Tasmania talking about the fire threat over the coming 24 hours in Tasmania in particular, where we are anticipating very dangerous conditions. In fact, we currently have 2 emergency warnings that dropped during that press conference, and so I'll give you the updates on that, as you can see below me as well, and also walk you through the heat that is currently situated over South Australia that will be moving into Victoria and Tasmania tomorrow. But first of all, here are the fires that are burning at the moment in terms of the emergency warnings and the watch and acts in Tasmania. So we've got 2 emergency warnings and multiple watch and acts in place through the centre of the state in particular, and this is all for the Great Pine Tier Fire, which is currently approximately 19,000 hectares in size, and we've also got another fire in the west of the state. But let's take a look at the emergency warnings at the moment. So it is for Shannon and also for Watamana, Hilltop and Penstop Lagoon in central parts of the state. And we've also got watch and acts in place. So it's for Maina, Todd's Corner, Laiwini, Barrantier, and for the Lynch Hill fire, it's Lynch Hill, Pyman Road, and also Reese Dam, and to the west of Reese Dam as well. So these areas, we're watching out for the fire because it is getting close and there is threat in the next 4 to 6 hours in much of that region. And you can see the fires that have been burning already have been exceptionally dangerous, fast moving as well, and they've become more erratic in recent times, and that's why the Tasmanian Fire Service have upgraded to emergency warnings. That's what they were saying in the press conference, that the fires have become more erratic in the last little while, and therefore we're seeing those dangerous conditions starting to develop. In terms of what has happened already, we've seen 55,000 hectares burnt already this month. Firefighters battling over 700 kilometres of fire line, and new fires will push the Tasmanian Fire Service to the limit. And unfortunately, as we move through tomorrow, at times we won't be able to see aircraft in operation to support the ground work of the Tasmanian Fire Service because the winds are going to be quite fierce, so they're going to be grounded. So it's a very dangerous day ahead for tomorrow in Tasmania. But in terms of South Australia, well, we've seen some substantial heat. In fact, a new record has been set for Adelaide itself. It has set a new top temperature of 47.5 degrees, and for Adelaide Airport it's got to 45.3 degrees today, also a new record. New records in approximately 15 different locations, and so it's quite likely that it has been the hottest day on record for South Australia as a whole, because anywhere that hasn't had a record has come quite close. Kingscote only 1 degree short, Mount Gambier up to 43 degrees in the far southeast of the state. Victoria's been pretty warm today as well, especially through the west. It's got to 44 in Mildura, and western parts of New South Wales have also been very hot. But even in the north of the state in South Australia, Marrie has got to 46.5 degrees, a new record there as well. In terms of the temperatures at the moment across the country, elsewhere it's only 18 degrees in Perth, very different to South Australia, and it's 24 degrees in Hobart. But tomorrow we're looking at temperatures soaring into the mid-30s in Hobart, hence the dangerous fire weather. But in terms of the heat that's been lingering in South Australia, the SES is warning people to stay indoors when it's possible, to take water with you, and to utilise air conditioning and fans, and not to leave pets or children in cars. We cannot stress that enough with this kind of heat moving through. Pretty much any time you've got hot weather, it is very dangerous to do such a thing. With that heat in South Australia, we've got severe to extreme fire danger ratings across much of the south of the state today. But as we move into tomorrow, that fire threat increases for Victoria and Tasmania in particular, with very hot weather on the way. And so we've got severe to extreme fire danger across Victoria. It's going to be extreme in the Mallee and also the North Central. So that forecast has been upgraded, but it's been downgraded for the northern country to just severe. But even that is a very dangerous situation. And across Tasmania, we've got severe fire danger across much of the southeast and centre of the state, and very high elsewhere, with total fire bans in place for the entirety of Tasmania and Victoria for tomorrow. So a very dangerous day is coming up in the southeast of the nation. And so any fires that are in the region, you should be aware of those right now, because it's going to be very difficult to get out of the way of those fires once we move into tomorrow afternoon.